Good morning. How's everybody doing out there? All right, this is Don Blomdahl, Hall of Fame veteran sports cards and collectibles in Arlington, Washington. Coming to you with our new installment in our Hall of Fame Fridays Inductees Back to the Past video series. So today, this is the preview. What I do 2 minutes before going live is for anybody that jumps on, or just a lead-off intro for the video. We are doing the 2017 inductees today. It's slightly different today. There are 3 players and 2 executives in 2017 that were inducted into the Hall of Fame, and we'll go over that shortly here. And so just want to get everybody excited here. Let me pan down here to my display. All right. So here we go. We've got our setup here for this, and I will go over these real quick with you. So we have the 5 inductees today. Again, 3 players and 2 executives. The first one here is Jeff Bagwell. Jeff Bagwell. The second one is Tim Raines. Tim Raines. This third one, I'll see if anybody out there that views my videos pays attention. In my Throwback Thursday yesterday, you'll notice something about this card for Ivan Rodriguez. I'd like somebody, if they watch my videos, to comment on that, and you will be highlighted in one of my upcoming videos. All right, so tell me the significance of this card in relation to yesterday's video. I just thought I'd throw that one in here for Ivan Rodriguez's card. All right, and then we have our 2 executives. We have John Schuholtz, and then also Bud Selig. Bud Selig. So we're getting close. It looks like we are at our 30-minute mark now. We are at our 30-minute mark. So we're going to get ready to go into our video series here. All right. And also at the end of this video, I've added a little bit different twist this time. You'll see in the background here, I have some cards. I'll talk about these cards at the end of the video and see if you can tell me the significance of these 14 cards I got in the back here. Throw a little bit of trivia and fun into these mixes in the videos that I haven't seen maybe other people do. Maybe they're out there, but I haven't seen any. So we'll just continue on here, and we will see how this morning goes. All right, so our first Hall of Famer here, Jeff Bagwell. Jeffrey Robert Bagwell, inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2017. His primary team was the Houston Astros, and his primary position was first baseman. All right, the story is so famous, it has become the first cautionary tale for every new big league general manager. The Boston Red Sox, desperate for bullpen help during the 1990 stretch drive, target the Astros' Larry Anderson, a 37-year-old veteran of 4 teams, who has posted earned run averages below 2.0 in each of his 2 previous seasons. In exchange, the Red Sox offer a 22-year-old Double-A third baseman who is batting .333 for the New Britain Red Sox, but has only 4 home runs. But a little more than 400 days later, Jeff Bagwell wrapped up a rookie season in Houston where he hit 294 with 15 homers and 82 RBIs, a season that would eventually win him the 1991 National League Rookie of the Year award by a near unanimous vote. It was the beginning. All right, lost my train of... It was the beginning of a career that would take Bagwell to the Hall of Fame. Born on May 27, 1968 in Boston, Bagwell was the Red Sox 4th-round draft choice in 1989. He had received little attention as a high school player in Middletown, Connecticut, but found a place on the University of Hartford squad. A lifelong Red Sox fan, the trade to the Astros devastated Bagwell at first, but soon Bagwell saw the trade as the platform that eventually launched his career. After his Rookie of the Year season, Bagwell's power numbers continued to climb before beginning an assault on the record books in 1994. That season, Bagwell hit 368 with 39 homers and 116 RBIs in just 110 games, in a season that was cut short by a strike. Winning the National League Most Valuable Player award, suddenly fans and media alike began to take note of the first baseman. The Astros moved him across the diamond before his big league career even began, with the shoulder-wide batting stance and fearless disposition. Bagwell continued to put up astounding numbers in the next decade, scoring 100 or more runs in 8 of 9 years from 1996 to 2004, and driving in more than 100 runs 7 times in that span. He also averaged better than 113 walks a year during those seasons. From 1996 through 2001, Bagwell totaled at least 30 home runs, 100 runs scored, and 100 RBIs per season, making him one of just 6 players in history, along with Alex Rodriguez, Lou Gehrig, Jamie Foxx, Babe Ruth, and Albert Pujols, to reach those marks in at least 6 straight years. Perhaps most importantly, Bagwell turned the Astros into an annual postseason contender, helping Houston advanced to the playoffs 6 times from 1997 to 2005. But early in the 2005 season, Bagwell removed himself from the lineup due to a right shoulder that had caused him 4 years of constant pain. The arthritic condition produced by bone-on-bone wear and tear left him virtually unable to throw a baseball. Bagwell willed himself back into the Astros roster for their 2005 run to the World Series, but called it quits after he was unable to appear in any games in 2006. The final numbers, a .297 batting average and a Houston club records of 449 home runs, 1,529 RBIs, good for 49th all-time, and just 8 behind Hall of Famer Joe DiMaggio. In his 1,401 walks, ranked 28th all-time, and his 408 on-base percentage ranks 39th. Bagwell was selected to 4 All-Star games, finished in the top 10 in the National League MVP voting 6 times, won 3 Silver Sluggers, and also captured a Gold Glove Award in 1994. So again, that was our first one for today. Jeff Bagwell. Next on our lineup, we move to our second inductee for today, right here, Tim Raines. Tim Raines. So we have Tim Raines Sr., just in case you're wondering. Didn't have a junior. I think his son played ball too, or is planning on playing ball. All right, so that's why I think they put the senior on there just in case he does well. Tim, his primary team was the Montreal Expos, and primary position was a left fielder. Tim Raines finished his big league career as the most successful base stealer, ranked by percentage in MLB history. He is now a part of baseball's most executive club, the 1% of big leaguers who have been elected to the Hall of Fame. Born September 16, 1959, in Sanford, Florida, Raines was selected in the 5th round of the 1977 amateur draft by the Montreal Expos. During his first full season in the big leagues in 1981, he batted a .304 with 71 stolen bases in a strike-shortened campaign. I guess that means if without the strike, he would have gone and probably maybe he made it close to 100. You never know. He finished second in Rookie of the Year voting, 19th in MVP voting, and earned his first All-Star selection. Raines earned All-Star game selections in each of his first 7 full seasons. He finished in the top 10 in MVP voting 3 times and won a Silver Slugger and a batting title in 1986 with a .334 average. He led the league in stolen bases from 1981 to 1984 and runs scored in 1983 and 1987. In 1991, after 13 years in Montreal, Raines was traded to the Chicago White Sox. After 5 years on the South Side, Raines went to the Yankees and got a taste of postseason success. Raines helped the Bronx Bombers to the World Series championships in 1996 and 1998. 6 months after signing a free agent contract with the Athletics in 1999, Raines was diagnosed with lupus. He spent the rest of the year and all of 2000 undergoing treatment and recovery. Raines returned to the big leagues in 2001 and played for the Expos, Orioles, and Marlins during his final 2 seasons. On a minor league rehab assignment for a shoulder surgery, Raines and his son, Tim Raines Jr., became the first father-son pair to play against each other in a professional game. Later that year, he played with his son for the Baltimore Orioles. During his 23-year career, Raines recorded 2,605 hits, 980 RBIs, and a .294 batting average. He hit better than .320 for 3 in a row in 85 to 87, and his 808 stolen bases ranks 5th all-time. Tim Raines finished his big league career with the highest percentage of stolen bases of any player, with 400-plus steals. So again, he is our second inductee, player-wise, for 2017. Next here, our third one right in the middle here, Ivan Rodriguez. Ivan Rodriguez. Again, for those that have been watching my videos, tell me the importance of this card if you can. Just put a comment in the chat, or when I post this, if you have a chance to view it, see if you can figure out the significance of this card from my prior videos. All right, so we have Ivan Rodriguez. Primary team, Texas Rangers. Primary position, he was a catcher. The numbers are staggering for Ivan Rodriguez, including the 14 All-Star Game selections and 13 Gold Glove awards, both tops for any catcher in history. But the best indicator of Rodriguez's excellence may be his 2,427 games behind the plate. No one has caught more games in the big league level, and few can say they did it as well. Born November 27, 1971 in Manatee, Puerto Rico, Rodriguez was raised in Vega Baja and grew up learning the game in his baseball-crazed home country. Beginning his catching career in Little League, he signed a free agent contract with the Rangers at age 16 in 1988, as the MLB draft rules then in place did not extend to Puerto Rico. By 1991, Rodriguez was considered one of the best catching prospects in the game and was regarded as possibly having the best arm of any catcher in baseball before he even got to the big leagues. He made his debut with the Rangers on June 20th, 1991, and finished 4th in the Rookie of the Year voting that year after hitting .264 with 3 homers, 27 RBIs in 88 games. Defensively, he was as advertised, erasing 49% of the runners who tried to steal on him. In 1992, he won the first of his 14 Gold Glove awards and appeared in his first All-Star game. And quickly, his offense caught up with his defense as he topped the 300 mark in batting average for the first of 8 straight years in 1995, while steadily adding power to his repertoire at the plate. In 1999, Rodriguez put it all together, winning the American League Most Valuable Player Award by hitting .332 with 35 home runs, 113 RBIs, 116 runs scored, and 25 stolen bases. He became just the 8th catcher in history to post a season with at least 100 runs scored and 100 RBIs, something no one has done since. Rodriguez left the Rangers via free agency following the 2002 season, signing a one-year deal with the Florida Marlins. He proved to be the missing piece in Miami, hitting .297 with 16 homers and 85 RBIs to lead the Florida into the postseason. With the light shining brightest, Rodriguez excelled, winning the NLSC MVP and eventually propelling the Marlins to the World Series title. Following his one-year stint in Florida, Rodriguez signed with Detroit, bringing veteran leadership to a team that had lost an American League record 119 games in 2003. The Tigers improved by 29 games in 2004, and Rodriguez hit .334 and won his seventh and final Silver Slugger Award. By 2006, the man known as Pudge had led the Tigers to the World Series. Rodriguez spent his final 3 seasons with the Yankees, Rangers, Astros, and Nationals. By the time he retired following the 2011 season, he had totaled 2,844 hits, the most of any big leaguer who played at least 50% of his games behind the plate. All totaled, Rodriguez hit .296 with 311 home runs, 572 doubles, 26th on the all-time list among players, scored 1,354 runs, best all-time among catchers, and drove in 1,332 runs, 5th all-time among catchers. So again, there we have it, our third and final player inductee for 2017. So next we have, I used my Hall of Fame postcard collection here to bring these two out because they don't have baseball cards, at least none that I've found yet. I try and search online, see if I can get them to get a full baseball card collection. There are some, you'll see managers and stuff like that. Some of the managers that are Hall of Famers had also played ball before, so you can collect their baseball cards, you can collect their manager cards, same person. But so I do want to include all the Hall of Fame inductees, not only the players, but executives, notable people. I think when I did go through, I think there is one female, actually, and she was, I believe, an owner of a baseball team. I can't remember which one off the top of my head. But yes, so right now we're going to go to John Schuerholz. All right. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2017. His position, primary team, none. He was an executive. So John Schuerholz entered the world of big league baseball with a letter to a man he did not know. But after a lifetime in baseball, Schuerholz became known to everyone in the game as one of the national pastime's great team builders. Born October 1st, 1940, Schuerholz was raised in Baltimore. His father, John, was a minor league second baseman with the Philadelphia A's organization before a broken leg derailed his career. Schuerholz followed his father's footsteps in high school as a second baseman, but received no offers after graduated, instead enrolled at nearby Towson University. There, Schuerholz was an all-conference selection in both baseball and soccer and was named Athlete of the Year during his senior season. With his degree in hand, Schuerholz became a junior high teacher in the Baltimore suburb of Dundalk. But in 1966, Schuerholz took one last shot at a baseball career, sending a letter of inquiry to Gerald Hofberger, the president of the National Brewing Company and chairman of the Orioles. The letter found its way to Orioles president Frank Cashin, who personally replied to every letter he received. That brought Schuerholz to the attention of Orioles director of player development, Lou Gorman, who hired Schuerholz as a personal assistant. 2 years later, Gorman joined the front office of the expansion Kansas City Royals, and Schuerholz went with him. The very first day I started in that job with the Orioles, my goal was to become a general manager of a major league baseball team, Schuerholz said. I gave myself 5 years, after which I would assess where I was in my career, because I felt I could always go back to teaching if it didn't succeed. 5 years into his baseball career, Schuerholz was still working for Gorman, helping lay the foundation for the talented Royals teams of the late 1970s that featured homegrown stars Frank White, Al Collins, and future Hall of Famers George Brett. Gorman was named the Royals general manager in fall of 1975, and Schuerholz became the team's farm director. Then in early 1976, Gorman left to run the expansion Seattle Mariners, and Schuerholz was promoted to Director of Scouting and Player Development for the Royals. In 1979, Schuerholz was named Vice President of Player Personnel. In 1981, Schuerholz took over for Joe Burke as the Royals general manager when Burke was promoted to team president. Unless you've ever been on the inside and worked with him, there's no way you can appreciate Schuerholz's baseball intelligence, said former Braves executive Paul Snyder. Schuerholz took over a Royals franchise that won 4 American League West titles in 5 years, 76 through 78, 1980, and an American League pennant in 1980, but seemed to be in transition. By 1985, Schuerholz had retooled much of the team with younger talent, especially pitchers like Brett Saberhagen, Danny Jackson, Bud Black. In 1985, the Royals won their first World Series title, defeating the Cardinals in the classic 7-game battle. Following the 1985 season, Schuerholz was named the Executive of the Year by the Sporting News. "I want to be here. I like it here," said Schuerholz in 1985. "I have a lot of my blood and sweat in this organization." But by 1990, Schuerholz, who signed a lifetime contract with the Royals in 1985, was looking for a different challenge. He found one with the Braves, who had posted losing records from 1984 through 1990 and were searching for a new general manager. When Bobby Cox went back to the dugout after a stint as GM, Schuerholz immediately helped the Braves go from worst to first, winning the National League pennant in 1991 after finishing last in the National League West the year before. Schuerholz inherited talent like Tom Glavine and John Schmaltz, but added to the mix by acquiring Greg Maddux, Terry Pendleton, Fred McGriff over the next few seasons. Schuerholz knows what he wants, said former Indians general manager John Hart. He's always prepared during trade negotiations, and he doesn't mince words. Under Schuerholz, the Braves embarked on a run unseen in big league history. For 14 seasons from 1991 to 2005, the Braves finished first in their division in every completed season. Atlanta advanced to the World Series 4 times in that stretch, winning the 1995 Fall Classic title. He became the first general manager to lead teams to World Series titles in both the American League and National League. "We could have been a one-shot wonder," Schuerholz said during the Braves' run. "The consistency of our success is a great source of pride for me." Schuerholz spent 17 years as the Braves general manager, then took over as team president following the 2007 season. So John Bolin Schuerholz Jr. is our first executive to be share his information with in this series here. And then finally for today, our 5th inductee, 2nd executive, Bud Selig. Bud Selig. All right, Bud Selig, inducted into the Hall of Fame 2017. Alan H. Selig grew up wanting to be another Joe DiMaggio until the curveball derailed his on-field career. But from the owner's box and ultimately the commissioner's office, the man known as Bud became a lifelong friend to the national pastime and left an impact few can match. Born July 30th, 1934 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Selig came of age as an ardent baseball fan, giving up the game on the field after a guy threw a curve at me and I backed 2 feet out of the box. Selig attended games of the minor league Milwaukee Brewers and eventually the Braves when they moved to Milwaukee in 1953. By then, Selig was at the University of Wisconsin at Madison, majoring in American history and political science. He graduated in 1956 and, after a tour in the U.S. Army, joined his father at his Ford dealership in nearby West Allis, Wisconsin. Joe Torre said he bought his first car from me in 1960, Selig said, of the former Braves catcher and future Hall of Famer. That's true. By 1963, Selig was the largest public stockholder in the Milwaukee Braves. By 1965, the Braves had announced they were moving to Atlanta for the 1966 season, ending their 13-year run in Milwaukee. Selig sold his team stock and began working on bringing baseball back to his hometown even before the Braves had left. After organizing successful exhibition games with the MLB in Milwaukee, hosting regular season White Sox games at County Stadium and nearly acquiring the White Sox in 1969, Selig finally met his goal when he led a group that purchased the American League's Seattle Pilots out of bankruptcy court on March 31st, 1970. 7 days later, the new Milwaukee Brewers began their 1970 American League schedule. Under Selig's ownership, the Brewers grew into a powerhouse, winning the American League pennant in 1982 with a team that featured future Hall of Famers Raleigh Fingers, Paul Molitor, Don Sutton, and Robin Yount. Selig quickly became one of baseball's most influential owners, helping identify and hire Peter Ueberroth as commissioner in 1984. He should have been Senate Majority Leader, said White Sox owner Jerry Reisendorf, describing Selig's ability to lobby for his position and form alliances. That skill would be tested when on September 9, 1992, 2 days after Commissioner Fay Vincent was let go by the owners, Selig was named the chairman of MLB's Executive Council, making him the de facto commissioner. Selig was quickly thrust into the battle when the labor management, which culminated with the 1994 strike and the cancellation of that year's World Series. But with Selig in command, baseball slowly returned to normal with the resumption of the play in 1995 and several key events, like Cal Ripken's chase of Lou Gehrig's consecutive games played record that restored the game's popularity. On July 9th, 1998, the owners removed the interim tag and made Selig the game's commissioner. Over the next 16 years, Selig, whose total tenure as commissioner was exceeded only by that of Kenesaw Mountain Landis, oversaw expansion in 1993 to 98, the addition of 2 wildcard teams, the creation of interleague play, the MLB.com, the World Baseball Classic, and the introduction of instant replay as a tool for umpires. I learned that the best interests of the game are the most important thing, Selig said. They transcended my best interests, your best interests, and everybody else's. A $1.2 billion industry in 1992, the game's annual revenues had grown to $9 billion by the time Selig left office in early 2015. He worked tirelessly to create revenue sharing policies that would benefit all teams, recognizing early in his tenure as commissioner that the game was growing and that all teams should benefit. In 2005, he launched the Commissioners Initiative on Substantial Ballpark Operations, becoming the first professional sports league commissioner to create an initiative dedicated to promoting responsible environmental stewardship, which has now become standard practice in sports leagues throughout the United States and the world. Under Selig, MLB enjoyed 20-plus years of labor peace following the 94-95 strike and experienced a ballpark boom that featured almost 24 new stadiums. Selig retired Jackson Robinson's number 42 throughout baseball in 1977 and oversaw the league's expansion into 3 divisions per league and helped establish the toughest anti-drug measures of all sports. First and foremost, Selig said, I am a fan. So there you have it. This is today's Hall of Famers. Highlighting them here. Again, we got Jeff Bagwell, Tim Raines, Ivan Rodriguez, John Sherholtz, and Jeff Bagwell. Hopefully you like this video series. I'm going to continue it. Keep posting a video each and every Friday. It's my Hall of Fame Fridays, inductees, back to the past video series. And so we'll finalize this one. I'm just over 30 minutes. I'll try and keep it to my 35-minute mark. I'm going to scoot these up a little bit so I can bring out my highlight cards that I talked about at the beginning of the video. All right. I'm going to just slide these. I'm going to share them one by one with you. You tell me what significance these cards have. All right. And see if you can guess what they are. All right. So I'm going to lay them down here. I'm going to share the cards. So we've got a Topps Boston Red Sox Wade Boggs Hall of Famer here. Wade Boggs Hall of Famer. We got a Topps Royals card, George Brett, another Hall of Famer, third base player. Our third Hall of Famer out of this stack of the 14 cards, Kirby Puckett, Minnesota Twins. Minnesota Twins, Kirby Puckett. All right. Then we got 11 more cards. Those 3 were Hall of Famers out of this little set here. This is what you kind of call a mini. This is a Milwaukee Brewers, Cecil Fielder. Chicago Cubs, Ron Cey. Chicago Cubs. I'll put them side by side. And here's a 1987 All-Star Terry Kennedy. You can see it is a smaller card. A smaller card. They even have minis. I sold a couple sets of micros here just recently on my website. I had 3 different sets. Sold all 3 of them. They got snagged up in a heartbeat. All right. But I do list these items, some items. I'm not going to list these per se. I just want to see if you can figure out the significance of these. All right. This one here, baseball. Great moments in baseball. Do you remember Wrigley Field, September 28th, 1938? Anybody knows those dates? Gabby gets his pennant home run. All right, another 1987 All-Star is Eric Davis. Eric Davis. Again, I'm showing you these 14 cards in this short little video here. Tell me if you can tell me the significance of these 14 cards. 1987 All-Star Willie Randolph. All right, this is a limited edition logo of the Oakland Athletics. Limited edition logo. All right, here we go. Jose Canseco, the Oakland A's. Jose Canseco, the Oakland A's. We've got Wally Joyner here. California Angels. Wally Joyner. California Angels. Vince Coleman, Topps Cardinals card. And last but not least, Topps Blue Jays, Jorge Bell, an outfielder, Jorge Bell. So if you can, try and tell me what each of these types of cards significance are. Just like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Put a comment in there. I'll see who gets it the closest, and I'll reveal the winner in a future video. No, you don't win the cards, but who guessed it correctly in my, I don't know, maybe I'll add some no, I don't want to do trivia. I'd have to come up with something each video. But this is just something. I know I had my Oddball Thursday yesterday. That's a hint for a different part of this video earlier. I had my Oddball Thursday yesterday. But yeah, tell me if you can tell me any of the significance of these cards here. 14 baseball cards, a little bit unique. Most collectors probably don't have them. And that's about all the clues I'm going to give you. We're at our 35-minute mark. Pan back up here. Again, this is Dom. Yeah, I got my Griffey hat on. Getting ready tomorrow night. Mariners game. Wearing my t-shirt, wearing my Griffey hat, wearing my Griffey jersey. We're playing Minnesota. They stomped on us last night. But going to have fun. Eight people from my church, 8 guys. Actually 4 guys. 5 guys. No, wait, 4 or 5. There's 8 of us total. We're bringing 3 kids. We're gonna have fun. It'll be a blast. And it's Ken Griffey Jr. bobblehead night. This bobblehead is commemorating his 30 years. 30 years ago is when Ken Griffey was a phenom, and it's based on his rookie card. So I'm excited about that. I know I'm getting at least one. If some of the people that are going with me don't want theirs per se, I'll add them in my collection, and maybe if I do get more than 2, maybe I'll highlight one. And when I get my next milestone, maybe I'll have a great giveaway to give you. That'll be a hint. If not, it'll be something. Yesterday, I reached my 100 subscribers, so I'm on a roll. I want to hit that 1,000 so I can go live, get monetized, and start doing a lot more on my channel. So give me a thumbs up for the video, like, subscribe, ring that bell. I gotta remember to bring my bell in here so when I do my breaks. And yes, tomorrow we will be having a box break Saturday. Should be exciting. I did get an order in last night. This is a shout out to the Jabs family. I heard he uses Steel City Collectibles. And I placed an order through them. I got some unique stuff. Remember my name of my store? Hall of Fame Veteran Sports Cards and Collectibles. Yes, I'm a Hall of Fame fanatic. I'm a Hall of Fame fanatic. So, yeah, I'm over my 35-minute mark. But, again, like, subscribe, comment, tell me the significance of the different things I talked about in this video. I'd like to see what kind of comments I get if I get people to comment. I don't get too many comments on my videos yet. But as I get more subscribers, I hope to do better, do more stuff. I'm really considering maybe by the end of this month starting up a Fan Mail Friday. But I probably need to get a few more subscribers still. I probably wouldn't get too much. But I'll tell you how you can send that stuff to me. I believe I'll be able to use a P.O. box that I have access to. I just want to double check with the person that we share the box with and stuff to make sure it's okay for me to get packages there. And if so, I'll just have it all go to my P.O. box, and I can show you the address on the screen. I'd rather do that than, well, actually on some of my videos you've seen my address, I think, when I've opened some boxes. But yeah, I'll decide on which way I want to do that. Might just have it come to my house. It's actually better that way. I'm retired now, so I'm home most of the time. So until tomorrow for our box break Saturday, it's going to be an exciting one. Hopefully some people will join in. It will be exciting. I'll be putting up a stream, and then when I decide, probably by this evening, what I want to do for that box break, I will post it on the preview for this stream tomorrow. All right. Have a great day. Wonderful weekend coming up, and look forward to seeing you again next Friday, if not every day I stream for my videos. Again, I will throw up. I'm going to put up online as soon as I do my live stream today. I put up my next stream for tomorrow. Schedule it so you'll see it on there. So as long as you ring that bell, you'll get notification of when I'm doing different things on my channel. So take care. Have a wonderful day. Support your baseball team wherever it is throughout the country, and just have fun enjoying baseball. All right. Bye now.